Hello, everyone.
Welcome
back to a delightful stream.
Who is this man, and what has happened with Jordan?
Is Delightful Jay.
This is Delightful Jay.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Baby Jay in the house.
Heyo, good morning, everyone.
Jordan, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. You've asked me this so many times in the past 20 minutes.
See, but that's what I'm saying. I've just prepped you for what I just said.
You are ridiculous.
But that's okay. That's why
Chat,
I'm here. Hey, Ghost Hunter.
How do you handle being around this guy?
10 months. They don't. They put up with me.
They put up
Big
with
Bob, Sugar Rush, Psyker, Ryan Rooney. How we all doing today? I'm bringing up my little chat here for YouTube to make sure that I ping all of the things that you would like me to ping, chat. Jordan, tell us, what are we doing today?
Well, you know, it wouldn't be a Baby J stream
without painting some StarCraft.
Without painting some StarCraft.
Okay, but what are we doing? This is True Metallics and you with Baby J. No, Baby J is not Jason's son.
No, I am not Baby J, son of Jason.
We're
Baby
all
J, son of David.
We're all Jason's children.
We are all Jason's children.
Children of the Krill.
children of the Krill.
Avian. On the downside, that is not Bilbo. On the upside, it's Baby J.
Hey, what's up, Avian?
Casey, hold mini paint. 15 months, thank you so much. Hello, Monument fam.
Chai.
Yes, we're painting Artanis.
Yes.
You like how I put a huge exclamation mark on that?
Is this a 101 class?
You know what? Kind of. Jordan,
maybe a 201.
Yeah.
Are we at a 201.
What are you doing? What are you doing with our True Metallics today?
Yeah. So I mean, there's a little bit of a snafu in here where I did totally forget that Artanis has a bunch of white armor.
Maybe you could use some white metallic medium.
No.
Oh.
No. We're not using white metallic medium because that doesn't exist.
No, I'm sorry. Metallic medium with white.
No.
Maybe?
No.
Maybe?
No. But we will
maybe
be doing some cool things with metallics.
Okay, all right.
So
True Metallics and you.
First things first. We need Christopher.
Yes, Gandalf.
The powerhouse himself. To pull up some wonderful pieces of reference for your very own Baby J to make sure that I put all the colors in the right places on this model. Because, you know, I'm a slave to tradition and officiality.
Tana StarCraft.
Make sure you type it correct.
Yep, Artanis. Okay. Let's see. Which reference do you like? These are a lot of Hero of the Storm. He does have a lot of white in his work, right?
Yeah, we should have brought it up.
The Hero of the Storm reference is pretty good.
It's good. It's actually quite clear.
Yeah, I can make that bigger for you. Do you like that reference, or do you like this reference?
That one is probably cleaner.
This one?
Yeah.
That's more video game-y.
Yeah, well, it's just a little bit more delineated, right? Like, you don't have all of that environment. Maybe the other one, because I don't really like how, like, gold that armor is.
Yeah, I got you.
I prefer the more, like, chilled out armor.
You're chilled out.
You're chilled out.
Okay, 1 second.
You're chilled out.
There you go.
Yeah. Blow, magnify.
1 second.
Enhance.
A little sack filled.
Enhance. Magnify.
That's his.
Duplicate.
I think. Hold on.
Zoom. 5,000%.
Hold.
There's a shortcut for that.
Yep.
Control.
I've got you. Hold.
Plus.
Bing, 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 bing. There you go.
There we go. That.
Gosh darn it, Johnson. How's that? Can you see that there?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
All right.
We'll make that work.
We'll make
That's
do.
So funny. That's hilarious,
what are...
Okay.
Big Mech, what's going on? What's going on, everybody?
So...
He's grabbing his shirts.
Oh, hi, mister.
Chris, Baby J,
Mr.
how are
Sir?
you? Scorched Earth, we're doing great.
Hey, Scorched Earth. Christopher is doing great because we've asked him that question many times.
Hey, you're doing
today.
Great too.
Yeah, Christopher, how are you doing? Are you
I'm
feeling
doing
good?
great.
Are you
Yes,
feeling powerful?
I'm doing wonderful.
Are you feeling strong? Is
feeling
the power
strong.
within you?
Feeling strong, man.
Feeling strong.
Big man.
Whoa.
All right. What's going on? Hey, Craig, thank you so much for that sub.
What I'm going to do is...
Where are we starting?
I'm going to start with a nice, foundational color that we can build all these other colors up on top of.
Okay.
But before we do that, we're going to paint some skin.
Nice. Okay.
Because I forgot that we do need to do that.
That's fine.
So...
Silver Shield, what's going on?
Previously when I did this, we did a funky gray color that was pretty blue.
Yeah.
I think maybe more gray is better.
He's a little older, I would imagine.
Does that make them more gray?
I would, I'm in my head canon for some reason, yes.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Cool gray, gray blue. We can make this work. We're gonna do something kind of in this realm. We got some blue black. We got some slate gray, one of my favorite grays.
Okay.
And then gray blue. So we're gonna start with just a touch of the blue gray. What a wonderful color, actually. You know when you pull out a color that you don't reach for on a regular basis, and you just go, man, that's a great color. That's this one.
So what, you're going to paint the skin entirely first, and then you go back?
Yeah.
Got you.
So here's a cheap trick. Well, it's not a cheap trick. I said that because it was a Lord of the Rings reference. And I know who my audience is right now. In Mr. Masucci over here, the man of Lord of the Rings descent. Sorry, that was a very sidetracked way of saying it's really easy to start painting by going after the part of the model that's hardest to reach first.
Okay.
You do this because it allows you to paint the things that are really hard to reach while also not having to worry about making mistakes and painting over other parts of the model. Because you can clean those up first and then paint them. And because the other parts are easier to reach, you don't have to worry about painting over the blue or the skin in the same way that you did previously.
Scorched Earth, you said you've been watching some of the old Baby J painting MCP. They're very helpful.
Ooh, painting MCP. Nice. That was a while ago.
Yeah. You painted, I think the last one you did was I think Captain America, Scorched Earth. Was that the one you were watching?
Yeah, it was.
You painted a couple different ones.
It was I think I used a bunch of transparency for that or something.
You did.
It was a precursor.
Expert acrylics.
Was it expert acrylics?
Yeah.
Doing? Oh, right, because we used the Prussian blue for that. Because I really like the Prussian blue.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing a base coat of this on here.
And that was Payne's Gray? I'm sorry, I missed it.
No, this is
dark blue black.
Blue
black.
Keep me accountable.
Yes, Christopher. You must know all
Keep
things
me
at all
accountable.
times. There's no excuse.
Jimmy the Same, what's going on? Hey, welcome in, everybody. It's Tuesday?
Is it Tuesday?
You like how I had to remember that? I was actually watching him paint Doc Ock. Oh, yes. I've got Doc Ock right over here. He's somewhere over there.
Christopher's a big fan of losing all the models that I paint on screen.
Heck no. I found your stuff.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. The Reach, it's deep in the piles in the mines. Monument Hobbies. Going back to yesterday's conversation, had to get gas, stop at QT, grabbed a hot dog. Dare I say, we're better than Costco dogs. Jason's on something with them dogs. Yeah, I don't know. Tomato on the doghouse.
I'm gonna lend my thoughts and opinions to this very quickly.
We were discussing glizzies yesterday.
Oh, okay. The glizzy conversation.
Yeah. What's your preference, Jason? I'm sorry, Jordan.
Oh, hello. Great. Jason's not here right now.
Jason had
I can take a message and
Jason had a preference on the QT hot dog?
Would not say that QT is my favorite hot dog.
Okay.
Choice.
What's your favorite hot dog?
And to be clear, this is not a fault of the hot dog. It is more a fault of the bun at QT. That's my problem. They have cardboard buns, which I'm not a fan of, as one might agree when eating cardboard. Not particularly tasty. I would much rather consume a Costco hot dog, for their buns are a bit higher quality. But to be fair, you got to go to Costco to get one of those, and QTs are everywhere.
That's true.
So if you're in the mood for a glizzy,
yeah, dude,
you can do worse.
Here's the problem.
What's that?
There's a QT opening up right on Scottsdale Road coming down, going towards the 101 from my house. It's pretty big, too. It's a big one.
Maybe they'll have better quality hot dogs.
They might.
Or hot dog buns.
You know,
their hot dogs are fun.
They got that Scottsdale money.
Ooh.
Gilborn, what's going on? Yes, it's Baby J.
Hey-o.
Painting some Artanis.
Painting some Artanis. So I think my plan is to try and find a nice recipe for this skin that's like very replicatable.
And you did paint you primed over the clear bits on this, just so that everybody's clear.
I did.
Get it?
Clear. Funny story. Yes, I did paint over the clear stuff. You don't have to. You can definitely paint in sub-assemblies and then put it all together with the clear bits afterwards.
Mikey Rocks, thank you so much for that.
Pretty much all of the Protoss stuff, at least all the Protoss stuff that I put together so far.
Yeah.
You could certainly skip all of that stuff and then just assemble it with all the clear afterwards. I chose not to. If I'm going to be completely frank with you guys, I just didn't want to deal with it. It's not necessarily because I think that this is an optimal way to do things. You know, that's it for me. I just really hate painting in sub-assemblies. I mean, Jason and I are very similar in this. He and I kind of loathe the conversation of painting in sub-assemblies.
Yeah, right.
PJ God, thank you so much.
Avoid it. It's very much something we would prefer to avoid. So,
right.
So I'm avoiding it.
Got it. And these ones are very interesting. I like the clear plastic that they have. I think it's cool. And Treebeard, one of our community members, I saw him use our transparents over clear plastic resin, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I bet that would look great. Especially if you give it like a satin finish or a matte finish beforehand, to give it a little bit more tooth for that to stick to, so you don't have to do the whole like beating up thing. This is a 50-50 mix of those last two colors, by the way. So this is going to be the slate gray and the blue black.
Got you. EMV60, just curious on how you blend your colors and make gradients so well. One of your first streams here, so still understanding the process. Great question. How do you go about blending, Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to show quite a lot of it here on stream today.
Also, we have a great quick blending video. It's coming out, but there's another one that Jason just did. I'll also put that in there, too.
Yeah. Well, and I think it'll be interesting, too, because Jason and I do paint differently. There's a lot of things where Jason and I are very much in lockstep.
Right.
But he and I also have very different style of painting things. He tends to paint a lot more methodically. I think he does a lot more layering instead of doing... he does like layering and then glazing.
Yeah.
Which, to be frank, I also do a lot of.
You keep saying to be frank when you're Jordan. I don't get it.
Yeah, well, you know, hey, you know what? Maybe my name is Frank.
No, your name is Jordan.
Okay. To be Jordan.
To be Jordan.
To be Jordan.
To be or not to be a Jordan?
That is the question.
That is the question.
I'm sorry. Forgive my nonsense. But where was I at? You
were talking about blending.
Yes. So goodness, Christopher. So Jason and I differ a little bit here. I tend to do some like two brush blending type stuff from time to time. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the time I do still do kind of thin layering. I do a lot of blending on the palette or mixing on the palette to get nice in-between colors.
Right.
Which is how I make a lot of my blends feel really smooth. I will also do kind of thin translucent layers. That is something that Jason does quite a lot. I would say that's probably a hallmark of his style of getting really smooth blends.
Okay.
Where I will try and do that in quicker applications, doing like a 2-brush blending method, which I can actually just show you guys right now. If we want to do a quick tutorial.
There's texture trainers over there. Feel free to grab whatever. Is a cleaner one?
Boom. We'll just do this. We'll do the pants.
Okay. So what are you doing here, Jordan?
So I'm just gonna put a quick. How do I want to do this? Let me pick something that's already got some color on it. Yeah, let's do this cloak. This has already got red on it, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a. Let's do this, and then we're gonna do some pink. So we're gonna do magenta and we're gonna do pink.
I'm also looking for a blending video for you. Here we go.
Okay.
Boom. So for me, I say 2-brush blending. It's just the way that the name of the thing that I was taught to do.
Right.
This is not because this is the
way.
The way. I use one brush when I do this because you can definitely do it with one brush.
Right.
But I was originally taught to do this with 2 brushes. Mm-hmm. But I don't lick my brushes anymore.
Anymore? You got out.
Well, if anybody's been here while Jason and Dallas have been painting.
Right.
If you ever watch Dallas paint.
Yeah,
that man's got a brush in his mouth all the time. He's doing the thing where he talks with the brush in his mouth.
He does that.
Yeah.
Because he's 2-brush blending.
Correct.
Right.
And, where else are you going to stash the extra brush if not in your mouth?
That's true.
So, no, I decided to learn to do it and adapt with one single brush. And
Flapjack, thank you so much. 22 months.
But this type of technique works really well with our paints because they have a little bit longer open time. And actually, I'll just do this on the blade.
Let me refocus it. There you go.
Really good. Yeah. So, 2-brush blending is really kind of straightforward. You slap down a bunch of paint on the model.
Okay.
Just throw some paint there. And then while it's still wet, you take your paintbrush from an angle that's kind of almost parallel to the surface. Mm-hmm. You want the brush to be damp. And you can see a little bit of the wet dampness of the brush as I'm moving forward. And I'm going to move the brush back and forth into the paint and then back out.
Okay.
And you'll notice that as I move the brush back out, it's slowly feathering this color over the top of the previous color.
Right.
So here, I'll do a darker example. So we'll use some of this blue-black in the shadows here, right? So if I wanted to do a shadow on the bottom part of this axe, for example.
Can you come up?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm trying to avoid hitting the pink bottle, which is there. So I'll throw the paint down here in where the shadows would be.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to clean my brush, come back with a little bit of a damp brush, do the back and forth motions. And you can see I got a little bit of coffee standing here. That's because I put too thin of an application of paint down previously. But you can see how I'm adding liquid to the paint and I'm using that to blend forward. So now we have a nice, literally takes 2 seconds to put a shadow in there, right? That's so fast and it's super smooth. Like you can zoom in, Christopher. Like, look at how smooth that is.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the benefit of doing this sort of 2-brush blending is you get that like immediate transition of color filter on top of a previous layer. Now you're not mixing colors between, right? You're just layering one color on top of another. So you're doing this kind of like filter over the top for the shadows and highlights.
Yeah.
So for example, if I wanted to do this with like a, here, I'll just do it on the cloak again.
Can you keep it super center for me?
Yeah.
I'll keep it right here. Yeah.
Yep. So.
Okay.
Come back. In here. It's a little bit difficult of an area to do because of the hair that's kind of covering there. But you can see the angle that I'm getting here. Be able to basically push the paint around and create these nice bits of shadow.
Nice. Okay.
In
cool.
one quick step, right?
Yeah.
And you can do this progressively, right? So you could do like a darker red, and then from the darker red, then you could do this darker, bluish gray color.
Yeah.
And you can progressively step down that shade or the highlight up, depending on which way you're going, to do these highlights. So, for example, if I wanted to do the pink, do a little bit of pink and a little bit of magenta here for like a highlight on the cloak. Yeah. We do it in the opposite direction, so we'll hold the model upside down here so that I can get a nice back and forth motion, right? And I'll throw the paint here. Go back, get the brush stamp, and then do the blending this way.
Nice.
And then you can come back if there's too harsh of a line. You can go back and you can pull it down even further. And then now you have a nice little highlight.
Cool. And that's 2-brush blending for you.
That's 2-brush blending.
Nice.
Or 1-brush sort of wet blending. It's like it's like a wet filter.
Okay.
Blend. It's like filter blending almost.
I'm
not sure if there's a better term for it. 2-brush blending is what it's been traditionally known as.
Gotcha.
But
cool.
Yeah. It takes a little bit to get the kind of control and the understanding of the best consistency for the paint for this type of thing. So this is definitely something that takes a little bit of practice to really get the hang of.
Is in November saying, are you taking water off on a paper towel between these steps?
100%. Yeah. So for example, I'm getting my brush to a dampness that is, let me see if I can get it in the light. Like I can paint water onto the surface here.
Right.
But it's not wet, right? If the brush was
damp.
wet, right? If the brush was wet, it would be like this, right?
Yeah.
That's wet. This is damp.
Right.
It's that level of control over the liquid that you are looking for. Back to it.
Cool.
Does anybody have any questions about that?
Eve says, hopefully that answers your question a little bit there.
Yeah.
Quick demo for y'all. Good stuff, Jordan. I have a question.
You have an answer.
Why are you so good, Jordan? You son of a gun.
Because I've been doing this for a minute.
Yeah, I've been doing it since you were born. Wait a minute.
Haven't been doing it.
It's kind of a 1-brush 2 paints kind of thing. Says game delay, maybe.
Well, remember, you're not even mixing 2 colors. You're just literally putting a color on top of something, and then you're blending it over the top. So you can see if you punch in really close here, Christopher, you can see where I did that on the knee here.
Right.
You want to punch in? Can you punch in?
That's really.
So you can see here, just painted over the kneecap, or not kneecap, but the kind of thigh muscle here. I forget what this.
There we go.
And you'll get a little bit of that kind of staining a little bit sometimes, right? Like right here at the bottom.
Right.
But you can build layers on top. That'll make that go away. And then you can also do the reverse. You can add that mid-tone back in, and you can blend it on top of that highlight color.
And Mikey says, is this technique viable for smaller scale models? Seems great for a lot of surface area, but hard to control in the smaller areas. That's kind of what he's doing right now.
Yeah, it's definitely more difficult the smaller the area, for sure. It is. It's great when you're doing like cloaks and stuff to start. Like we're doing basically exactly. Oh, I got a little bit of schmutz. A little bit of the schmutz. Okay. It's great for doing like cloaks and stuff like this, right?
Yeah.
Or big surface areas like here is really good for that. But when you're doing the really small areas, it can be very difficult to do it, especially when you're highlighting. The brighter the color is, the more difficult that can be to kind of get the right consistency and blending for the color that you're looking for. But if you just keep at it, you practice it, and you add it to your repertoire, you'll eventually figure it out.
And Mad Eyes, just so that you know that all of this, this is just a Game MV wet palette. I don't remember the actual name of it, but it's one of their smaller travel ones. We used them at Adepticon this year.
Yeah, they're great. I really like them.
Yes, we are located in the U.S., but also we have an EU store as well, MV, which is right here. If you are in the EU, you can order directly from our office in France. Can you center up for me, Jordan?
Yeah.
Do you like is the foam better or similar than Game or Redgrass foam, or is it pretty similar? Pretty similar.
A little different. It's a little bit more spongy than the Redgrass foam. The Redgrass foam, in my experience, tends to be a little bit more dense. I tend to, like, generally speaking, when I'm using a wet palette at home, I'll use a Redgrass one. But honestly, I've been really impressed with these Game Envy ones. So I don't necessarily think that there's an issue with these at all. And the little petite ones that we've been using are really, really cool.
Yeah, these have actually been pretty nice.
Yeah, I've been very impressed. I would definitely own one. Like if I needed a little Go wet palette, I would grab one of these in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Gorman Shiny says, can you give us a sense of what might be better or worse times to use the two-brush blending technique?
Better or worse times?
Yeah, so when do you choose to use it?
Yeah, so I like to use it on larger areas where I can get that nice back and forth motion really, really well.
Yeah.
And then generally for like smaller areas, I'll tend to do more layering. And like glazing over the top generally. So that's kind of my rule of thumb. But sometimes I'll also just exclusively do layering. It kind of depends on the project, and how I'm feeling about attacking the project from a tool and arsenal perspective for the styles of painting that I want to do. This can take a little bit more time if you're doing the two brush blending thing. Like it can be fast, but it can also take more time too. It kind of depends on, like, if you're doing two brush blending in all of the little teeny tiny spots, then it's going to take a little bit more time.
Sure.
Because it's a little bit more tedious. But if you're just kind of like knocking out the little areas where, you've got those brighter colors or the smaller areas, if you're just doing layering for those, then you're going to be fine. You can even see here on the hands, I'm doing a little bit of just layering as well. I'm painting a lot of wet on wet. which is where I'll kind of do a layer of highlight here. So I'll take a brighter color and I'll paint it on here.
Yeah.
And then I'll take a darker color, so like the mid-tone color, and I'll just paint it right underneath. And I'll use the wetness of the two colors to kind of blend them together on the model. That's more of like a wet blending type technique, right? But it's also kind of just a weird variation on a two-brush blending style.
Yeah.
Right? All of these things are largely pretty similar. It's just a question of the very small nuances of how you're manipulating the brush or what the way that you're pushing the paint. Because I feel like when you're doing like a two-brush blending type thing,
yeah,
I would describe it more as pushing the paint around on the model. Where when you have like a wet blending, you're really kind of mixing the paint on the surface of the model. Because you're actually mixing two different colors. Whereas the two-brush blending, you're just filtering one color over another, right? That's a pretty clear delineation between the two. But layering is pretty straightforward because you're just putting one color down and then you're painting another color on top of it. That requires more mixing on your palette just because you're going to need to make all of those in-between steps for each of the colors.
Right.
So it's one of those things that really depends on the model. Sometimes you're going to have great opportunities to use, much more specific techniques.
Right.
And in some areas, it's just like, I just want to throw paint on this really quick because it's more efficient to get to where I want to be with it.
Speaking of where you want to be, Jordan.
Yeah, right here with you and stream and chat. Hello, chat.
Welcome in, everybody.
Oh.
We got Baby J. We're painting up some StarCraft today. Hey, if you are not familiar with who we are, we're Monument Hobbies. We make all of the hobby stuff you see Jordan using. Obviously, we don't make the wet palette, but all the paints, the brushes, all that good stuff we do. So if you have any questions, please let us know. Also, it is the year of the giveaway. We're not doing a giveaway today, but if you're not signed up for our giveaway, there's going to be one tomorrow. So wink, wink.
Why don't I ever get to do giveaways when I'm on stream? I like giving away stuff too.
You can make them wait till Thursday.
Do I get to give stuff away on Thursday?
No, we're giving them away tomorrow. We already told them, Jordan. We
You
can't go back.
You know what, Christopher? I'm gonna blame
You should
I'm
tell
blame
me.
you for this one.
You should tell me. That's good to know.
You're the one who runs. You
Jason,
operate this
Jason
ship.
let the cat out of the bag yesterday. Jason, I know you're there, mister. He's like, Gabe and Chris are gonna do it on Wednesday. Hoopity, 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 hoo,
Hoopity, hoopity.
just like that. And now we have to do
With
it tomorrow.
the hoopities.
So, you know what, Jordan? I will keep that in mind though for you, mister.
Yeah. Will you keep it in mind?
Yeah, so you can take that to the bank.
Okay. Can I deposit it and
No, it's not legal
buy
tender.
things with it?
No, it will not pay your rent.
Well, I tried, folks. We're gonna do some beige gray here.
Beige gray.
I think we're in a good spot with the skin for right now. I've painted kind of all of the areas to get it to a nice brightness right now. The rest of this is easy to access, so I can go back and access, and I can get back to it pretty easily. But here, we're gonna paint a lot of this model in this beige gray.
Jordan, you give us your time, says Super Dupa. Hey, Super Dupa. Jordan, you can give away painting secrets. He is giving away painting secrets. That's what he's doing right now.
I always do that.
Chris ignoring us all. False, Mo. I'm reading you literally out loud right now. Panic Bomb, what's going on? Can give me... Wishlight says, you can give me Zeratul and this Artanis if you want, Baby J.
Or
we have given away Baby J models before on stream.
Yeah, I believe Witty owns the Vader.
That's right.
that I gave away. I should say, some time ago, many moons ago.
No, I cannot break the system. That's good to know, Jordan. We'll let you do the next one. How about that? You can come in and just give stuff away. You can just come in on a regular day, Jordan.
Dude, hold on.
on a giveaway. The next giveaway, we'll have you do it. How about that?
Wait, Christopher.
Actually,
I'm gonna.
Okay. Uh-oh.
That week that we talked about.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna show up.
You could.
And I should give just something random away.
You should.
That would be
fun. That's
like
good. You could just come in.
Yeah. Okay. Chat. Christopher and I communicated right in front of you without you knowing anything.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
We're going to do this right.
We're going to do this right. You let me know what a good day is.
Okay.
As long as it's not Monday.
No, we don't typically do giveaways on Mondays or Fridays because everybody gets upset.
Okay.
Because apparently giving away stuff makes people upset.
Well, when people don't get free stuff, they get sad.
And 3 Stout, if giving secrets, how do they make Obi-Wan Kenobi and Jason Yoda? I'd guess that makes Chris. I don't know what you're trying to say here, M3 Stout. I don't have anything for you here.
Emperor Palpatine.
I would say that. Evil.
Can you say unlimited power?
Unlimited power. M3 Stout, You're face banging your keyboard here. I don't know what's going on.
I'm sorry. What, Christopher? Can you repeat what you just said for me? Because
so that's that's a great idea, Jordan. I'm gonna write that down.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, you can come in here and surprise us. We'll do a surprise giveaway at some surprise date.
I need Jason to not even know about it.
We could do that.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yes.
Because I'll just show up.
This is even better. I like it. Okay.
Yeah. Plans have been hatched.
There it is.
Chat will be entertained when that eventually happens.
I hear people.
I think it's just Gabe talking. Gabe's just being loud.
No, I think he's in.
Keep it down.
Are you not entertained? Of course.
Are you not entertained, Christopher?
No, I'm here for you, Jordan.
Dude, okay.
This is looking cool.
Chat, new favorite color to paint for underpainting white is beige gray. This color is sick.
Ooh, for painting white?
Yeah, dude.
Why do you like it so much?
It's like that perfect kind of warm, creamy color.
Yeah.
That's not gray.
Okay.
Because you don't necessarily want gray. I'm not a big fan of using grays to paint white, by the way, for the record.
Right.
You want a lot of chromatic color in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want it to be desaturated. You want it to not be like, orange. Right? Because you're trying to paint white. Mm-hmm. But white, this is a big thing. We're going to take a moment.
Okay.
We're going to go into
the abyss.
Tutorial abyss mode.
Okay.
So, chat. This is very important. When you are painting literally anything, what you are looking at, the model that you're painting, the thing that you are representing is a product of its environment. And what I mean by that is the way that light interacts with your environment is that there will be aspects or incorporated color hues of your surroundings on yourself, right? Mm-hmm. If you're in a forest, your clothes look more green. If you're on the ocean, more blue, right?
Sure.
That kind of idea, right?
Yeah.
So when you're in shadow, cooler colors, right? Mm-hmm. Generally speaking. So you want to think about the environment that you're painting your models every single time you're painting. Now, if you're painting an army, you don't necessarily need to care about this as much.
Right.
But if you're like painting a model and you're trying to do a good representation of some sort of, effect or environment, or you're telling a story when you're painting something, which is something you should always be doing if you're really trying to paint something nice.
Yeah.
You're telling a story and you want to think about the environment and the setting and the scene for that story that you're trying to paint and portray.
Yes.
And so thinking about the colors of your environment and how they affect the materials that your model is wearing, or the clothing or the armor or whatever, is really important. So, I always go to the thought of like, if you're a knight and you're in a forest,
you're gonna probably have a little green.
You want to be having green incorporated, and browns too. So you want to think about browns, greens. You can even also compartmentalize this a little bit more, right? So if you are, let's say I'm painting a knight with brilliant silver armor, nice, clean, or even weathered too. You know, you can incorporate these colors that way. But let's say it's a clear sky and you're at the edge of a forest, or you're walking through, you know, a field of green stuff, right? That is going to make the armor feel more green in the under, like, shadowed areas. And then in the areas on top where the light is coming from the sky, you're going to see more of that blue. So you got to think about how light reflects and how light interacts with the areas that are being hit by that light. Every time you paint, stuff like that.
Wow.
So
hey, let him cook. Baby J. Mike says, I was misled. I thought this would help me with one step. That is very black primer. You said you're going to use some one step a little bit later in the process, yeah?
Yeah, I'll probably use it for some filters.
Filters.
And we were talking about doing one step over for like the glowy bits.
And you've just been really liking this color for your under white.
For underpainting white, yeah. So, and to kind of tie it back in, right? This color incorporates a lot of warmth that I would want to include in that white.
Yeah. Can you come down a little bit?
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, so you want to... He's got some tones, though, like looking at this little picture like that. I could see that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. When was the last time you played Heroes of the Storm, Baby J?
Oh, my goodness. When was the last time that game was live service?
I know. It's still out there.
Is it, though?
No. It's so unfortunate. I dream of playing Pachamethur every once in a while.
Dream of playing
Howman, so Jordan is not a value statement painter. No, he is a value statement painter, Howman.
What's a value statement?
I don't know what that means, but you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to put this on record. Baby J knows how to paint. And he paints fast, and he paints good, and he paints well. Good, well, quick, all the above. So, he's pretty good. Pretty decent.
One might say.
Fuzzsaw, I just played around before breaking out the paint. They're doing big changes. Fuzzsaw, oh, really? Chris might get back into Heroes of the Storm? I don't know about that. I loved... There was a season I played a lot of that game just because I'm like... just because I wanted to.
Can we get that image back up?
Hell no!
Christopher?
Yeah, you can.
How dare you?
Mike says, BTW, Baby J, Celebrimbor is done.
Hey, nice. I was talking to Mike a little bit earlier.
Mike, you been painting?
Celebrimbor.
Nice. The somebody was asking earlier. Where did I see that? Oh, somebody was asking earlier about giveaway stuff. If you are not familiar with how our giveaways work, everybody, check it out right here. Hit this link. All you have to do is be here on the day of the giveaway. This week is happening tomorrow, so make sure you are signed up. You have to be here for when we poll the winner. It's going to be me and Gabe tomorrow. I've got a couple ideas of what we're going to do.
I'm
so tempted, chat. What was that? What were we going to say?
I said, I am just realizing that I was complaining about not being here for giveaways. I was supposed to be here tomorrow.
You were.
So, kind of my fault.
Technically, you were supposed to be here for our giveaway day. Because I'm like, oh, correct. We're going to have Baby J for the giveaway. But then he has to do some business, fun, win time stuff.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll be back on Thursday, though.
Mike says, I'm not giving away anything. Mike, you already did your service. Thank you so much. Mike gave away a bunch of stuff. Bunch of intro sets to a lot of new painters.
Ooh, Christopher.
I was, what's that? Is it all the flesh?
Ooh.
Hold on.
Dude. Hold on. We got to mix these two colors up real quick. I think this is the name of the game.
He's getting...
Christopher.
So here's what I wanted to do, chat. I had a very lofty idea, but we can't do it. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, that's gonna look great. I had a huge lofty idea. I was gonna take our Cthulhu model into the warehouse and set up a camera in the warehouse with Gabe and do live spray painting of it with a bunch of Color Forge cans. But the setup and the process is just too elaborate. I might do that at some point if I can set it up. I think that actually would be really fun. But anyway, dude. And remind us what this workup is.
Dude, this is just beige gray.
Beige gray and olive flesh, baby.
And olive flesh, 50-50 mix. So beige gray base, cool. Obviously, first. And then you've got the olive flesh mixed in. And then here's olive flesh by itself over the top, right?
Yeah, so I was thinking about doing that, but I don't think it's going to happen. Be kind of fun, though.
What a great mix of colors.
Yeah, it is a good color. Very good color.
Okay, well, there you go, chat.
Very, like, sandstormy trooper-y. I don't know. Like, it's a desert troop color, right?
Yeah, well, I think, too, once I put a little bit of white mixed in with the olive flesh...
Right.
It'll really make it feel more white.
Mix in some pale pink for those highlights to make them pop. I
love how we were talking about painting this guy gold, and I totally forgot he's white.
And remind Mike what this skin workup was.
Oh yeah, Mike. This is blue black.
Yep, blue black. Okay.
Slate gray.
Oh, slate gray. That was the middle one.
And then gray blue.
Nice colors.
I'm actually a fan. I think this is nice. It's a little bit more understated and less blue.
Well, it looks good.
Than the previous
It
picture
looks
was.
good though.
Yeah, no. It was all positive.
And then Ghostbev says, "How do you prep the wet palette for use with PA? Do you find that it separates, breaks down quicker on wet palettes?" You're probably using way too much water.
Yep. That's generally
you want it
what
nice
happens.
and you want it damp but not swampy.
Correct. Damp but not swampy. What shadow color are we gonna do?
Fuzzsaw. Now you're getting me thinking about playing Heroes of the Storm. I used to play what's his name? The giant with the two heads with my buddy.
All right. So this is 3 parts beige gray and 1 part blue black.
What would that be in one step? Asked Mike. You talking about the skin, Mike? What are you talking about? Cho'Gall Fuzzsaw, yes. Freaking loved him with my friend.
Please clarify if you can, Mike. That's a little too cool, I think. Maybe use something a little warmer. Perhaps like a brown gray, perhaps?
Have you played a full game yet?
Of StarCraft?
Yeah.
Man, I wish. Unfortunately, I haven't really had time to finish building
Hey,
stuff.
we'll have to do it on a Friday.
We should. Gabe, not our Gabe, but Old World Gabe has all of his stuff built. So
cool.
He's definitely getting into it.
Okay, Mike is saying, what would you do for the skin with one step?
Here, let's take a look.
Those colors, but with special sauce.
I mean, you honestly, you could.
Yeah.
If I were to, special sauce with the blue black, would be really nice. And then I think, or potentially, you'd do Yeah, because a lot of you could mix the graphite gray with the blue black and just a touch of blue. But if you're mixing that many colors, frankly, you might as well just use the one-step medium.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get a better result by just doing that.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's probably what I would do, Mike. I'd probably just use the one-step medium, and then I'd probably just layer back up. Although if you just want to do the one-step medium, you could do a first coat of graphite gray over the top.
Okay.
And then you could do that mix with the gray blue over it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sorry, the blue black over it. That would probably work fairly well. It would be more gray, but their skin is pretty
he's wanting just one step.
Just one step? Okay.
Mixing maybe some graphite
gray. Simple. Okay.
Mike,
right.
You can get better at painting.
What? Here's what I would do.
You can do it.
Mike's great. Have you actually seen a lot of Mike's paint jobs?
No.
Mike is. I actually.
You put him in the. Have you put him in the whip, Mike? We'll have to look him up. Jeff says, I'm going to order one step in the sauce as soon as I can. What kind of ratio do you use for sauce for regular color or even the expert acrylics? Jeff, I've been liking 4-1 or 3-1.
Here, I'm going to try something real quick, guys.
You start putting your stuff in there, Mike.
We're doing a quick test.
Would love to see it.
Quick test.
Yeah, Jeff. So that's kind of been my ratio. What I've really been liking. Can you send her up for me too?
Yeah. So that's just the graphite gray.
There you go. I've been really liking. I've been really liking one step through the airbrush with a lot of water because it's like super faint. But I've been doing dark blue black on all of my models as an undershadow with essentially 10 parts water to 1 part dark blue black. And I'm loving it right now. So 4 sauce, 1 paint. That's exactly right. Little Billy.
I'm watching you.
Baby J, can you tell Christopher how amazing he is and how deserving he is of all good things? Thank you, Bald Man. That's so kind of you.
I think we should ask Little Billy for his thoughts on the subject.
Little Billy says, man, I wish Chris was just something positive that Little Billy said.
I don't hate this blue.
That's a cool blue. What is that?
That's graphite gray with a touch of blue added to it.
Dude, that's pretty sweet.
Just the blue. So I like that. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty dope.
I would say somewhere in between these two is probably the right answer. I think that this might be a little too blue. Maybe. I don't know. It could be kind of just right.
That's cool.
I think if you did this over taupe, it would probably be perfect.
Yeah.
Because this is a white undercoat. If you did this over that kind of more brown, kind of like that kind of warmer white color, that'd be perfect.
How many drops did you do? Was it like a 3-1 on that?
I would do. So obviously, I'm not super great at when I do mixes like this, but I could tell you it's probably like 8 parts gray to 1 part blue.
Gotcha.
Cool. Maybe even more. It's literally like if you just have a little bit of gray on your palette,
it's cool.
And you just take like a little dab of the blue,
and
you mix it in. That's all you need.
Nice.
So
cool. I think I actually really like that skin.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I think that would work really well. You do that over taupe, and I think it would be perfect.
Nice.
Because, like, even, to be a little sacrilegious here, right?
Put it right over.
Oh, that actually looks dope.
Nice.
Let's see here.
Good Tau skin, says Mo. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they have pretty
really
similar color palettes for their skin.
Tau.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would work.
That's cool.
So see, this goes to how you can use this just as a filter as well, right?
Yeah. I'll have to show you what I've been doing with my knights, Baby J.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Been really liking spraying a shadow back into them, which has actually been really cool.
Ooh, okay. I used to do that actually quite a bit.
I risked it, right, because I wasn't planning on it, but I'm like, I want them to be darker because I'm gonna do a bunch of OSL on them, right? But I'm like, they don't seem like they're outside, so I ended up just taking that mixture of that dark blue black, to just water in the airbrush, and I just made a mix, and I just ended up spraying the whole model from a certain angle, right? And I'm really liking it. Because I'm going to resin print some of the like fire bits for them and stuff. So it's very nice. Ballman says, Baby J, tell us the top 3 things Chris does that makes you so proud of him. Oh, Ballman, that's so kind of you. Wow. Thanks, Baldman.
Christopher doesn't complain.
There you go.
Ever. That's the thing that I'm proud of you for.
Thank you.
You are a man that one can use as a beacon of solidarity. You're a rock for us plebes out here.
Baldman, the slander. No, Baldman, that's all you, man. Thank you, Baldman, for engaging. That's not what Baldman said, but I think that's what he said in his heart. So thank you, Baldman.
I got Chris good with that one.
To quote Baby J, Chris finally learned to wipe himself after potty times. Perfect.
Oh, yep.
I
also
did.
Proud of that.
First time, chat. First successful wipe.
Oh, man. So that explains a lot. Christopher, my eyes are open. My ears and my nose are open right now.
That's hilarious. Chris, are your knights in the cave of Carbagan? No. I thought about Avian. I thought about taking one of the knights and not doing. I thought about doing them or one of them as the Black Knight, and just like having
dismembering
him,
it.
Just having him in pieces on a base. Flapjack says Chris is also always uplifting, especially in glass settings when you show him what you've worked on very hard on. Of course, Flapjack. See, if I meet you in real life and you give me, the permission, I'm gonna give you a hard time. And I don't just shut it off after stream. If I see you in real life, I'm gonna rib you. I'm gonna get you.
Whoa, Christopher. There's children here.
Wirehead, I know. It's been crazy. That explains the extended times in the bathroom. He was not washing hands. I've learned how to wipe, Wirehead. Oh my gosh. Well, you could have the Black Knight as objectives. Oh, Avian, that's not a bad idea. But yeah, they're coming along. I did Arthur. I'm doing like my traditional using a pound of noosh, and that's all dried up now. But I got them all to a really good place now. Can you come up a little bit, Baby J?
Yeah.
I've got them all in a really nice place now. So I need to add the white, and then I've got to do some of the emblems on some of them. And then I've been figuring out what I'm going to do for their bases, but I'm going to do a bunch of OSL on them. So that's why I'm trying to make them darker overall with that one-step look. So
I am so sad for whoever had to paint the studio version of this model.
Is it just tough?
Yeah.
There's a lot of,
there's a lot of like overhanging armor bits, that just make getting access to some of these areas
hard.
Really difficult, yeah.
Texway, if you could go back in time to when your younger self was about to paint their first miniature, what would one piece of advice would you give them? Ooh, Texway, great question. What would you give your what's some advice you give to your younger painting self?
This is a tough answer for me, and not for the reasons that I think people would think about. I started painting when I was really young.
When did you start?
I was like 9.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
when did you first start painting? Was it
some of the first models that I started
Warhammer
painting that I can remember painting were the Army of the Dead.
What is that?
Middle Earth.
Oh wait, you're talking about like some of the OG ones, the Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought you were talking about Warhammer. I'm like, are you talking about Soulblight? No, dude, Army of the Dead.
I got my start in the miniature hobby painting and playing with the Lord of the Rings.
Dude, I wish I was there. I wish I was there, man.
Like that early on in your life.
Well, just like back in the day, like when those movies were coming out, and I'm sure the hype was there. And
well, dude, I was 9. I didn't know anything about hype other than I really thought these movies were cool.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like because that's what really kept GW from my knowledge. What Jason would talk about a lot, like kept them really boosted
it saved
them.
GW in a time where they were really struggling,
which is super cool. I mean, those models are dope. Plus, I love painting ghosts like that. Anyway.
Yeah, right? I mean, those are definitely the first models I remember painting.
Sindhu. Welcome in, Raiders.
Heyo.
Welcome in, everybody. We got Baby J painting up some StarCraft.
I'm going to a larger brush, folks. We need to go faster.
Muffin truck, I started at 34. Hey, it's whenever you start. I only started painting kind of like 4 years ago, but I wasn't really painting then. I started really getting into painting.
In the hobby.
I've dabbled in the hobby many years ago, actually. I painted Tyranids, but that's like 15 years ago. That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Nobody was around me in my community to play it, right? So I'm like, this is kind of like, I wanted to play the games, and then we started playing the games.
So for those of you who are in the chat who are fairly well versed in the releases of 40K over the years.
Yeah.
I started playing or I started like buying in a well, I didn't buy them. My parents bought them. But I started hobbying on Lord of the Rings stuff well before I started doing 40K. And one of the first 40K things that I remember getting was Battle for Macragge.
Yeah,
Macragge?
I'm not sure.
Macraggle. The original box set that came out like forever ago.
Yeah.
So that gives you kind of an idea of like how long ago.
Okay.
Right. So for people who are well versed, you can tell us how long ago that was, but it was definitely a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, and then going back to Texway, what would you do? What piece of advice, Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would almost not even give myself advice.
Tech Alpha says, I started painting, or Texway said, I started painting this week.
Oh my goodness. Welcome.
What's the biggest tip or advice you have for a new painter, Jordan?
So I'm going to give you the kind of sappy, silly one. Okay. Well, it's not even really silly. It's true. And then I'll give you like the real advice that I think you're actually looking for. My first and foremost piece of advice is it's a hobby. Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Don't try and make it into something where you're getting upset about or frustrated about. Like,
yeah,
just enjoy it. Enjoy it first. And from there you can grow and learn more things and find more things. You're in a great place. Like, our stream is such a great resource, and all the content that Christopher and his team puts together for us to be able to share with our community is some of the best content I have seen on the internet.
Yeah, we try to really, we also realize that currently, this is kind of to to piggyback off, I didn't want to interrupt you there.
No, you're good.
But to piggyback off of what he said, a big reason how we structure our content, specifically on our YouTube channel, because there's a lot of noise out there. There's a ton of noise. The YouTube game is the YouTube game, right? But for us in particular on YouTube, we try to keep in, I would say, most of everything. Obviously, we take all of our content from stream, right? So if you ever go watch one of our pieces of content, in the description, you can always see the VOD where we took it from. But we tried to teach it without the flair, right? Obviously, Jason himself, Jordan has done a couple. We try to keep all the info in so that we don't want to really hide things. Obviously with current media specifically right now, it's very quick, instant gratification stuff. So we try not to do that. And also we paint for 2 hours a day. So it's hard to not, it's hard to hide things in quotes, right? We don't want to do that. So that is where we're at. But yeah, go check out that Learn tab. We've been structuring it to where now I'm trying to connect all the video tutorials. If you go check out our new methodologies page too, I don't know if obviously you're all super familiar with our methodologies page, but I've started to link products back in to the methodology page so that if you click one of those methodologies, you can see the exact colors we use in those. So go check that out.
Nice. So to kind of give you another answer, which I think will be a little bit more useful for you, although I really do believe in the first piece of advice.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing to learn that will save you the most headache in your time painting miniatures is put less paint on your brush than you think you need. Less is more. You can always go back, add more paint to your paintbrush. You really don't need a lot of paint to get a lot of work done. And I think that generally speaking, in my experience working with newer painters are not used to painting things that are this small.
Yeah.
And these models are incredibly small by comparison to anything that you've probably ever painted before. So really just use a lot less than you think you do. And I think that will take you very far.
Love the methodology and video links. It's all right there. Yes, Jeff, I'm trying to get it to where we do that. I've taken some of the old, also I'm going back just so that all of you know, there was a time where we put our VODs up to our videos, right? So obviously when you go to our YouTube channel, it gets a little bit messy.
That was
right?
Years ago.
But because we did it every day, when you hit our videos, some of the tutorials get lost because it's just a bunch. Mike, no, sorry, we don't have the VOD for that one. That was actually just a methodology.
Which one?
For your Gundabad troll. And actually, I was there when Jason was painting. He actually painted that in Valhalla. So you said all the content. No, not all the content, obviously, for some of the things. Some of the things they paint off stream. But if I can get you close, that is the same workup, Mike. So we do not have the VOD for that because it doesn't exist. But if it did exist, it would be in those 2 links that I just sent you. So God bless America. Anyway, yeah. So there's so many of those old tutorials that Jason did years ago. So I am starting to go back with the team and essentially reskin them to make it to where you can actually see him do his original Blood Angel one. If you go way back, you know he did the original workup for those, but it gets lost in that. So I'm working on getting all of those tutorials back up. So keep an eye out for that. But that tab right there, let's see. Boop, 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 boop. It is this tab is where I'm starting to reorganize all the actual tutorials, and you can scroll through them all. So keep an eye out for those. This is looking good, Jordan.
Yeah, it helps when you start kind of layering out the rest of that darker color.
Yeah.
Previously, what I would have done is I would have started with just this color, and built it up. So this is this is black brown, not black brown, brown gray, excuse me. That I'm mixing with beige to build the foundation of the color because I want that cooler shadow area.
Right.
But I didn't want it to be like super gray or blue.
Right.
This is
a great armor color.
Yeah. If you're trying to paint white and you don't want it to be like...
Yeah, it's like a desert. I just like the desert vibe is cool. I know it's not desert, right?
It'll lose some of its desert vibe as we can
add more.
Yeah. It feels that way right now because we're using these browns.
Right.
And beige colors. But once everything gets brought up to more of a white finish, it will feel like white, and it will just feel like a kind of a warm white.
It's super cool. What's up, T. Schmid?
Hello, T. Schmid.
What are you planning to do, you think, for the glow on these guys? Or what part of the process are you going to start that?
Probably
you think
last.
Last?
Yeah.
You going to try to do like OSL on them in particular? Or
No.
just straight up glow?
Nope. Just glow.
Gotcha.
So this is the thing, right? If I'm doing like tabletop armies...
Yeah.
Generally speaking, I don't do OSL.
Right.
Unless I'm trying to paint something really fast and I want to do like if I kind of want to use it as a cheat code, right? Then I would consider it.
I just do the poor man's OSL on mine.
I mean, that's what I would do, right?
The titanium or the transparent white, and then just my color, like the glow color.
Yep. I mean, that's how you do the like if you want to cheat, right?
Heck yeah.
Because that paints half your model for you.
I love it. It's transparent white, man. One of my favorite colors.
Like, I think if you were doing like an undead army, like kind of what you did, right?
Is yes,
cool.
with the glow.
Yeah.
That one, yeah, it was it took, I don't know. I remember when I did that with you. You remember you were like it was growing on you?
Yeah.
I originally was like, I don't know if I should do this because I took so much time painting all of those individual zombies.
Definitely did.
That army I freaking love how that army came out.
I think it was great.
I wish Nagash was a little bit better,
well,
but
I mean,
I didn't really. I painted him as just a glowy ghost, but all of the OSL bits that was my first attempt of just like, okay, I'm just gonna go for it. I made that little ghostly green, which came up pretty good. It was a mixture of fluorescent green, bright yellow green, bright yellow green, fluorescent green, and then a touch of turquoise.
Excuse me, a touch of bronze?
Oh, there's always a touch of bronze in my little mixes, just for you, Jordan.
Don't do it for me, do it for chat.
I do it for everybody. I do it for the world. It's a spiritual practice at this point. What was remember the in particular workup that I did for it? But yeah, it was I definitely do like painting that ghostly effect. It's very fun. Plus I do just enjoy airbrushing OSL because it just feels lazy fun for me, and I just love the airbrush. So there you go.
I apologize, chat. This is going to be the longest portion of this with a single color. We're getting really close to not having to do this part anymore.
No, are you kidding? We're good, man.
This is the...
Don't apologize, Jordan.
This is where the slog is. Luckily, it'll be a lot easier with the gold metallic stuff. I considered actually like just spraying these with gauntlet gold.
You did?
No, I thought about it.
I'm sorry, you did think about it.
I thought about it.
Why didn't you?
I would have, I think having it as deep into the crevices as it gets when you spray it for an army that isn't completely gold would have been a little bit annoying for me.
Yeah.
just because there's the glow, and like covering up the glow when you have gold down first sounds like a bit of a nightmare. So I probably, if I had done it in subassembly, almost certainly I would have done it. But yeah, because like trying to get gold out of like back there, right, would have been a nightmare.
Oh, absolutely. The Mike, that is the only angel green methodology we have, but that one's like one of the OG ones. That one goes way back.
Talking about the glaze one that
and then we also have this one as well. 2 different methodologies for that. But that was before Jason, I think, was uploading his VODs to YouTube. I think ? Baby J, these minis seem sick. Can you hold him up to or next to a Legion mini or a Space Marine for context? Yeah, how these guys are pretty big.
They're huge. These models are gigantic.
Are they they're 35 mil or are they 32?
I think they're 32.
They're 32. They're not Conquest, I know.
I think they're Conquest 35? I thought Conquest was 32.
No, Conquest is bigger. I think it's either 35 or 38 or something. Conquest is bigger for sure. I know it's a scale up from Warhammer.
Warhammer is not 32.
What's Warhammer? It's 28?
28. Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's 2 sizes. I thought someone said it was 35. I could be wrong. Somebody's got to fact check that one.
I always thought it was 32, but it's been a while since I've...
When you get to a stopping point, grab one of those Marines and put it next to him. I want to see the size comparison. These are definitely 28 mil, though. I think these guys are just big.
These are 32.
Those are 32?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry, I was confused.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see when I put it next to a Space Marine.
Oh, yeah. There you see that guy, that Terminator right next to him?
I'll do regular Space Marine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're pretty big.
Yeah, they're huge.
Okay, Wirehead says Conquest is 38 millimeter. Okay.
Conquest is 38?
Yeah. And then, yes, MESBG is 25?
Yeah, it's very small.
There you go.
Okay. Now we're in the first highlighting step. Or, well, not even highlighting. This is bringing back the midtones. So we're bringing back the beige.
Yeah.
And the
says
cool
Warhammer is 28, but in reality it's more like 32. I thought they were going towards 32, but I guess not.
There's definitely some size creep happening.
Yeah.
Their official scale is 28, I believe.
Got it.
But they're more of a 32 now. You want to grab me one?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So just putting these kind of in the... Oh, not that one, the other one. You definitely did a double take for a second.
There is
I got you for a second.
There is something else in there, but you probably don't want that.
No, probably not.
What's going on? Jezzy who? I'm going to get to your question here in a second. I'm working on Ironmonger of Crisis Protocol. Okay. He's a big gray metal power suit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm using true metallic metals. Any tips for building up contrast between the different armor panels without outright pushing him to silver?
Can you repeat the question for me, Chris?
Yeah, here it is. I'll bring it up for you, because it's a little bit longer one.
Give me a second.
There you go.
Working on Ironmonger. Okay, I'm familiar. Is it gray metal? Yep. True metallic metals. Yep. Outright pushing him to silver. Okay. Yeah. So my biggest recommendation is to mix opaque colors into your metallics or your initial base coats.
Yeah.
There are a lot of different ways that you can achieve contrast when you're painting miniatures. Obviously, light versus dark is the one that we all think about all the time, right?
Yeah.
It's the most obvious one to us. But there's also, contrast is functionally just the difference between one thing and another. So the difference between something being more textured or less textured. If you have a smooth armor plate next to a beat up one, there's contrast there. It will make both pieces stand out.
Right.
This also applies to metallic versus non-metallic, right? Shiny versus not shiny. So you can utilize that contrast to create the sense of shadow where areas that are, more exposed to light, the shoulders, the top of the head, the chest, things like that, will be more reflective because they're getting more light than the pieces that are in shadow, right? Where they're not going to be as brilliant, they're not going to be shining as much. They'll still be shiny, right? But it's not technically like a super realism thing.
Yeah.
But it's a great way of creating extra contrast on models that are like all one type of material, right?
Wirehead, I did our Ironmonger more like an orc goth with dark steel with a dark metallic wash. You know what? I've been doing a lot of true metallics, but I do a lot of underpainting under my true metallics, and then I dry brush the metal metallic over the underpainting. That's what I've been doing a lot. Papa Chicken says, I got involved in work that I basically missed all of Baby J's stream day, question mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, question mark. This is absolute worst, and I blame Chris. I'll take that bullet. Baby J better not have proven his legs while it was like, no, it is still not confirmed that Baby J has legs. We can neither confirm nor deny that he isn't half man, half robot.
That would make my life so much easier. Maybe.
Probably for everybody thinking about it.
Yeah. We could prove.
We can confirm though. He knows how to do a good workup. That's a fact, isn't it, Jordan?
Yeah.
That is factually
what Chris
correct.
Said.
Wad says, I could confirm it. I choose not to. Yeah.
Yep. Wad has met me in person on more than one occasion.
So Baby J's fooled you too. Huh. Interesting.
Not like I wear pants. Kind of hard to mistake the fact that my legs are in fact fleshy and real.
Baby J would make a phenomenal General Grievous. I could see that. He does paint one.
I painted one up.
You've painted a couple.
Have I painted a couple?
I think
I did. Yeah, I did paint the other one.
On feet, and then you painted one on the bike. True. Not having legs doesn't make you a robot. He'd be a cyborg. Anyways, no. In that's true. Okay, Panic Bomb. I see what you're saying. T. Schmidt, for true metallic metal, you can always work in your environment colors into your metals. Blue on the sky facing sides, green and browns and the. You know what?
We talked about that.
That's pretty astute. T. Schmidt. Pretty astute.
I went on a whole tirade about that earlier today.
Brian, that's true. He could have some kind of weird Terminator skeleton legs going on.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah, it's true. True. Technology.
That story's yet to be told.
The story is yet to be told.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to think if I should bring my Knights on tomorrow or if I'm going to bring my Sentinels.
Sentinels.
I got some of those, Jordan.
Nice.
I got the box.
Oh, nice.
Dallas sent me them.
Did you get any of the
Shout
new
out
ones?
to Dallas. I got the new box. No. Not those new ones. No. I'm talking about the old ones. But I like the old ones. They're like my favorite.
But you're not going to do like, what are the ones that are coming out here soon? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Nimrod.
No, I don't think this first go. I think I want to do it's the list you had me play.
Yeah. I remember this. I remember you and Gabe telling me that you guys quite enjoyed playing it.
I did. That's why eventually I wanted to get something. So now I actually have a full team. It was actually kind of fun. Mo says, I've heard Baby J being called, in quotes, a machine on one more occasion. I would agree with you.
Subliminal messaging. Oh.
Question, how do I use your metallic medium and glaze and wash medium?
Yeah, so
Let's start with the metallic medium.
Yeah,
how do you use
definitely used for different things.
I'm going to be playing around with that tomorrow. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
We're going to be playing around with some metallic medium in one step tomorrow for sure.
Okay.
Oh,
Mr. Guy.
So how do you use them, Jordan?
Yeah. So,
great question, by the way.
Let's start with metallic medium, because I think that's a easier, more straightforward answer. Metallic medium is essentially just a base that you can add other colors to make fun, like colored metallics in whatever color you need for a particular use or project. So think of it as kind of like just a medium. I mean, it is a medium, right? It's got metallic flake in it. You use it with other colors to make, like blue metallic or red metallic, that sort of thing. Works great. It's got a really, really nice finely ground metallic flake. So it's going to retain a lot of that shininess. Yeah, I mean, that's really what it's used for. The glaze and wash medium, I mean, to be honest, it kind of just does what it says on the bottle, right? It's designed for you to make glazes and washes. Now, a wash is going to be different than a glaze. So the glazes are basically designed to be used as a filter over something that you've already painted, in an effort to adjust the hue or add saturation to what you painted. A wash is going to be more fluid. It's designed for you to flood the surface of the model so that the pigment recedes into the recesses.
Right.
And defines and creates detail for your project. So that's what it's there for. And it's just a clear medium. So you just mix it in with other paint. So you get whatever color that you're looking for. And then from there, you're just using it however you need based on the situation, whether you need a glaze or a wash. You're going to add more water and more glaze and wash medium if you want to do a wash.
Right.
You're basically just going to mix the glaze and wash medium with your color if you just want to do a glaze. And it basically takes an opaque paint and adds more transparency to it.
Right. It's a special sauce, and any of our metallics is awesome. Yes.
Ooh, yes.
Also a great way to do that.
Ryan, you've been messing around with a lot of the one-step?
He has. I've seen some pictures. Ryan's been coming up with some really cool stuff.
Nice. Been working on painting up my Cathay slowly. Not going ham. But I've been really enjoying it. It's been really cool.
Yeah, this is I'm really liking that armor on this guy. So you said you were going to mix some white into that olive flesh, essentially?
Yeah, we'll probably get there by the end of stream.
Would you do straight up white, or would you use something else?
For the very, very last bits, I would do a little bit of straight white for like very much edge highlighting and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But here's this mix of the beige gray and olive flesh. You can see me just doing some layering here. I'm just being careful to not get it onto any of the blue.
Yeah.
Keep it in the areas where the highlights are going to be. Focusing on the chest here.
Hmm.
I think it's time to switch back to the size 3.
Just to get in the crevasses. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of dangly bits on this guy.
Yeah, it definitely.
They're super cool, but harder to get in there without sub-assembling, I guess, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, so let's start tackling the helmet here. And this is where I'm going to thin down the paint a little bit more.
Yeah.
I want it to be a little bit more damp, a little bit more flowy. It's okay if it doesn't give me perfect coverage. I want to build up these layers. I'm also going to have to paint a lot of the edges of this in gold later. So I'm trying to be very careful.
Oh, yeah. He's got a lot of gold on him.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of gold stuff. Oh, yeah. His trim is all gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think he's got some purple hue because I think that's just a part of this environment that he's in, specifically in the Heroes of the Storm one. Commando Kenny, he loves gold. I love gold. You come up a little bit. There you go. I love gold. And remind us what this armor base was again.
Yeah, so it's beige gray.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. It's brown gray plus beige gray.
Okay.
And then beige gray.
Yep.
And then
beige gray olive flesh.
Beige gray olive flesh. And then olive flesh. That's about as far as we've gotten so far.
Yeah, it's a super cool base though.
Yeah, it's really nice once those highlights and shadows really start to come together.
Smoking a pancake.
Now, are these all the edge of the armor for the gauntlets? Are the gauntlets all gold? No.
No. It looks like just the trim is gold.
Model is going to be.
I mean, doing the gold trim.
We're gonna have to do
very
that on
interesting.
Thursday.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a Thursday problem.
That's right. Yeah, and then he's got a little bit of red on his like
on the
that
tabard.
Yeah, and then he's got a lot of gems, little blue gems.
Yeah, that's going to be fun to do as well.
And this is a complicated model.
Yes, it is.
Protoss is an army of will power, like chaos trim.
It's actually worse.
Baby J and the quest for more gold. The quest for more money. The search for more money. Yeah, but doing the trim this way in gold, I think would actually be very cool.
Yeah.
Using true metallic metal for it.
Oh yeah, I mean we're gonna do it. He's gonna have rich gold trim on the armor for sure. That's happening.
Rich gold compared to poor gold.
Yeah, we're not using the poor gold here. We're using the rich gold. Artanis is a man of status. Okay,
he is.
He's
is
the
he
leader.
Like the main leader?
Yeah.
There's nobody above him.
No. He's like the they're like not war leader, but I forget what his title is. But he took over after Tassadar.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even think Tassadar was like in charge. He was just like a general originally, and then he kind of got thrown under the bus or something, if I recall correctly.
Mo, can you also use the metal medium as your highest highlight dots, like white, if you're doing true metallic? Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Just straight up.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, I saw Jason use the metal, or maybe it was you actually who just used straight metallic medium.
Yeah, I've definitely done that before.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, if you don't want to use just silver, I use I definitely, for my rusty-ish style metal, I'll really dirty everything and then take silver and just do a light dry brush to make it all shinier. But I haven't personally played around with the metallic medium a whole lot, so I think I might end up doing some of that tomorrow with the one step.
Ooh. A lot of armor on this guy to paint.
Yeah. He's got a lot of bits and bobs on him for sure.
The nice thing is, once you kind of get that initial base color established,
yeah,
going back and like pushing the highlights on this stuff is much easier to do. And then you can go back in and you can glaze some of the shadows with the previous colors if you painted a little too much of the brighter color over it, which I probably did here. That inside bit. Alright, gotta do the leg here. This needs beige. So Jason is out for the rest of the week, huh?
Jason will be back Friday with Jen. So tomorrow it's Gabe and I, and then it's going to be Jordan and Gabe on Thursday.
Ooh, okay.
Commando Ken says, if the Zerglings are the Timu Tyranids or vice versa, what's this guy's grimdark mirror? Tau? You think?
No.
Or would it be Eldar? I don't know, actually. Maybe Eldar?
Probably
Eldar.
Yeah, probably Eldar.
I think that's what they were actually modeled against, I believe. It's Blizzard's version of Eldar, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Tau Eldar hybrid. Ryan says, yeah, I would concur. I don't remember their vehicles though.
Protoss?
Yeah. I don't remember their big vehicles.
Well, they teleport everywhere.
Right.
They have the like walker.
Yeah, they had that one big walker thing.
Yeah, they have like immortals.
And you said they're coming out with a model of that.
That's what they said. Yeah, they said that's probably the biggest model that they'll do in the game.
What was it called?
The Colossus. Which is going to just be massive. It's going to be ridiculous.
How do you spell Protoss again? It's
Protoss. Protoss.
I want to see what it looked like in the game. I'm trying to remember. How big was it?
Big.
Whoa. Was this in the game?
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Yeah, the little like spider walk.
It was not. It was okay. Walker. It wasn't like massive, but
I mean, it's large.
Oh, I guess maybe this doesn't look as large, but maybe I'm not seeing the right thing.
Hold on, show me. Show me.
Let's see.
Snip. No, that's a stalker.
Oh.
So
this is a stalker?
No. That's the Colossus. Yeah. Yeah, look at how big that is.
Oh, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty big.
Yes, gigantic.
Wow.
Yeah, look at it in relation to the pylon there.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Game units aren't to scale, says Mike. Are they not?
Yeah, it'll probably be smaller than.
Still, it'll be big though.
It will be large.
They'll make it big. One thing I love is Jay has not used an airbrush. Shows you don't need one to be good. That's right.
It's just a tool. It's a tool. It makes your life easy in a lot of times, right? I've definitely used it.
Yeah.
A fair share over the years.
Yeah, definitely another tool.
But it's definitely not required. Definitely not required. So I'm going back with a little bit of that beige gray.
Can you come up a little bit?
Yeah.
Tabletop is pretty close so far. Okay, I'll be curious to see what the Colossus looks like. It'll be fun. I mean, all their units look... I mean, if you're into StarCraft, obviously, the IP has been around forever, right? People love StarCraft. It is nothing new, but also it's exciting to, play on the tabletop, obviously, because it's an RTS game. So
yeah, it translates really well
for it.
Rules wise. I mean,
yeah, give me Abathur. Let's go. Let's get going.
Yeah, I'm gonna laugh so hard when they eventually announce Abathur, and I'll be like, Christopher, are you ready?
They have to, even though he's not going to be on the battlefield. I mean, he will be.
He could.
Because wasn't he like in his little case or something?
Oh, I don't even really remember.
I'm trying to remember. I think he was like in like a little pod of some kind. Obviously, in Heroes of the Storm, he's physically on the battlefield, kind of. Right? You would just hide him. But... yeah. Abathur, I think, would be fun to paint. Plus, I'd be curious to see what his rules do in the tabletop version, because he was all about just buffing things.
Yeah,
I remember.
I think it will... he will definitely play into the like things that he did in the game for sure.
Yeah.
Because those all seem like things that would translate really well to the rules of the game as they've written it.
Yeah, and you said you haven't played a full game yet.
I haven't played a game of it, period.
Oh, at all?
No. Well, I played
like a demo?
A demo game at Gamma.
Okay.
For like 2 seconds.
They've mentioned Abathur, but they're still deciding a lot of specifics. Okay. I would imagine so, because how do you put him on the, obviously he would be like a model to the side, right? Like a referee for Blood Bowl.
Would that be good enough for you to play?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Just need a theme, man. That's all I need. Abathur is kind of the theme, right? There are leaders in all these RTS games. That's kind of like how you build the army, right? Is the theme of it. So, obviously, I liked playing StarCraft a lot, but you got to have a theme.
All right. Now we're gonna spend some time. We're gonna do this olive flesh.
Okay.
I really
just straight up olive flesh.
Yeah, we're gonna do like thin applications.
Just kind of everywhere.
Well, we're gonna focus on brightening up the armor.
Okay.
So, might even need a little bit more water. Okay. So
Shadowcast, where do you find these models? Question mark. I think they're available now, aren't they?
No, they haven't shipped quite yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a delay, it sounds like.
Adepticon, they had, obviously Adepticon, if you were there, they had everything. So.
That's where I got all my stuff.
Yeah, they had, I thought they were selling them afterwards. I guess not, huh?
Mm-mm. It was a pre-sale at Adepticon.
Oh, like a pre-release kind of situation. Do you
it's
know
like what we did for
right?
Do you
know when the game is coming out?
It's supposed to be out in May.
Oh,
but like I said, there's been some delays.
Interesting.
Like they had a lot of game to produce, a lot of copies to produce for people. So
well, it says they were pre-ordered on the site. Adepticon had them. Some other con did too. UK Games Expo will have some. Okay. Yeah, okay. So it sounds like they're all just doing pre-releases at shows then for now.
Yeah.
Get the hype going.
But the game will be available at stores very soon.
Right.
I mean, pretty much every store that I've talked to
said they're getting
locally is going to be getting it, yeah. So your local stores are probably already getting it.
Yeah, Ready says pre-orders are being packed. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they had a Ask Me Anything stream that they did the other day, which is great. I love seeing that kind of stuff. It's also why I really like
people probably getting it June. But I got it. They're shipping late May. Well, we're already getting to the mid-May already, so.
Jeez. Isn't that insane?
Yeah, a lot going on. Hey, if you are not already in the know, obviously we've been saying this quite a bit, but I will make sure I say it again. One Step, May 18th. If your store pre-ordered with us, they might get it sooner, so make sure you get on your store. But also May 18th, there will be a worldwide release of One Step. You can get it in the EU. You can get it on the US site, so keep an eye out for that. It goes live at 10 a.m., but we will give you a little bit of a heads up if you're in the Discord, maybe a little bit earlier access before we do our big worldwide initial release launch. So make sure you are putting that on your calendar. And that's 9 a.m. for Discord-ish. We typically give you guys like an hour. And then 10 a.m. MST. So definitely keep it on. Double T, TBD on the go bags. We're still working on getting stock back in. So we'll let you know.
Yeah, it's been ordered. It's on the way.
Yeah.
It's just takes time, unfortunately.
Speaking of that, who can I contact for yelling at a store who won't put theirs out?
What do you mean?
Shadowcast. Yell at your store. We've already told, just so that everybody's clear, we have told your stores that they can sell when they want, when they get it. So it's not up to us. We've already told them, yell at your store. Tell them, hey, if you pre-ordered, get it out. So we've told that to everybody. But it's obviously up to the store. We leave it to our retailers. They claim you haven't. That's false.
They need to check their email.
Yeah.
Or call us. Have them send a question to support@montymounthobbies.com.
Yeah, they claim you haven't. No. Stores will do that sometimes, Obviously the store has to keep that, but they don't that's what we've told everybody.
We have in no uncertain terms told stores that as soon as they receive it they can sell it.
Yeah. And if they haven't pre-ordered it and they're like, you haven't, well, we've definitely done that. So it's up to your store. We all have connections to customer service, Double T. Commando Ken says, hoping my store also restocks their rattle can primers. I require more black now that I'm finally building my army. Yes, our rattle cans go quick. So make sure if you haven't, we got a restock a little bit ago, so make sure you go check that out as well. If you are not familiar or haven't been on our site recently.
I'm sure they won't go out of stock that quick. No, primers at my FLGS. Yeah, that's probably true. Definitely, if you are ordering directly from our site, make sure you log in that day. Stuff goes quick, but we have a lot of stock, so we're not really. Obviously, we always plan the best we can for our launches and releases, but like I said, I want to make sure if you're into it and you are wanting to buy it from the site, make sure you're there May 18th. That's my one tip for you. I think people are starting to realize that now that a lot of reviews are coming out. Can you center up for me a little bit?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now a lot of reviews, it's in a lot of people's hands.
This is olive flesh bold titanium white.
Yeah. Yeah, Panic Bomb. Definitely keep on them. There's got to be, they're coming out. And also let us know. If you buy from the website, make sure you give a good, honest review. We want to hear from you. And also just let us know in the Discord, too. It's got to be a big week coming up.
Yeah. Gosh, that is next week, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
It's coming.
Ooh-wee.
Commando Ken, I've been DMing my local store daily to see if their shipment came in. Yeah. I think you all are going to love it. If you already haven't had the opportunity from Adepticon to get your hands on some, I think you're all really going to enjoy it. I think you're going to realize that it's amazing through the airbrush too. That's something that I know we've been talking about, but our special sauce medium, I feel like people are going to realize that is just a great, awesome stuff through the airbrush. Orc skin workup for one step. Valkiv, I've been using, what I did was, that's what you're using right now.
Yeah.
For orcs, I used warm yellow and dark green, 50-50, and then I added a touch of blue, one step blue, and it's awesome. So give that a whirl. Wait, Jordan, you're not a home. This is weird. Wait, Jordan, you're not a home. This is weird. I don't know what that means, Mike. And yes, good and honest review. Panic Bomb, honest review, like how you ignore stream streaks? No. Panic Bomb, I won't ignore this because guess what? You've been here for 475? That's wild. That's a huge stream streak, Panic Bomb. I have to redo how Twitch sends me those notifications because those are the ones I don't see very quickly on my end. Oh, Mike, you mean at home? Yes, he's not at home. He's right here in front of you, Mike, on stream.
Not that home is very far away.
Fear DG, I just wish the site shipping for Brazil was a bit cheaper. I have to wait for some store to stock up. Yeah, it's a little bit expensive to get out there, so we apologize, but we can't, unfortunately, get it that way. Hey, Mike, I read it how it is. You know that. This isn't new. But yeah, you're right here in front of us, Jordan. This has been good.
I'm here.
You've been really knocking it out.
We're trying.
So you said this is just straight up bold titanium white.
No, I went back a little bit.
Okay.
I used it just a little bit back here in the chest area.
Nice. The Side Quest Kitchen. My hobby store is setting aside a whole set and the special sauce. I can't wait. Nice. That's so cool. You're going to love it. Please let us know how it is and and also if anybody else ends up using it, we definitely want to hear your feedback. So I'm very excited for all of you to try it through the airbrush. I know I keep saying that.
Commando can I keep seeing General Grievous in this mini? There's a lot of it. Haley says, I asked my LGS if they had ordered any one-step and special sauce. They said their supplier hadn't mentioned any new products.
That sounds like your store orders through distribution. Please
have them call us directly.
Yeah.
Apparently they get all their Monument Hobbies products from our third-party distributor. Yes.
We no longer distribute through distributors anymore.
Yeah, so tell them to start looking at their emails and call us.
Yeah.
We will literally they can get it directly from us. They deal directly with us, Baby J and Kenny.
That's literally my job.
And yeah, so definitely tell them to get on it.
Yeah, please have them reach out to us. We would love to communicate with them and make sure that they can continue to purchase our products. Obviously, we are still around. We have new releases that we are making available for our customers and for our retail stores that are partnering with us.
Scary Duck, this is from StarCraft, the tabletop game. This is Artanis. Baby J, it's just about that time.
Is it now?
It is.
Is it like just about that time, or is it that time?
It's just about that time.
Ooh.
What should I look for in a new airbrush? I love using the Masters one with poor quality parts. I haven't liked too dear. I
mean,
you can't go wrong with most airbrushes, I would say.
It's probably fair.
Masters one, Jason uses that a lot.
Honestly, I really like. I have an Iwata that I use a lot. And it's
I would say some of those higher end ones, you definitely can feel that they've been engineered a little bit better. So,
yeah, the Iwata one that I use, which is an Iwata Eclipse, is honestly, it's pretty affordable. Like if you're looking for like a good quality airbrush that you're gonna have forever. It's like $150, $160.
Yeah.
Which is not terrible, You look at the cost of airbrushes, as a whole.
Right.
And they can get pretty expensive. So, for the price, I think it's a fantastic value. And you're going to get a great quality airbrush that you'll just have for a long time. I've had mine for probably 5 or 6 years.
Tech Elf. It's amazing. That's how good it is through the airbrush. The special sauce, I use it constantly as an airbrush thinner. All right, Baby J.
Ooh,
this is it.
It's that time.
It's that time. This has been fun.
I'm not done.
You've got a lot done today, though, Jordan.
I've gotten some stuff done today.
I would say you've gotten quite a bit.
Finished. I'm pretty happy with it. To be fair, this model is a lot. There's a lot going on this model. So, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and you'll be back Thursday.
I will be back Thursday. We're gonna get some more Artanis goodness.
Yep.
We'll start finally doing some of the gold trim on this guy.
Awesome.
That'll be a little tricky to do, but we're gonna make it work. Yeah, thanks so much, you guys.
Good stuff.
It's great to see you all, as always.
Yes, hit all those links. Make sure you put May 18th on the calendar. Mm-hmm. Hit that our new Learn tab. If you haven't checked that out, go check that out right now. Thank you, Baby J.
You are most welcome.
You're always welcome here, Baby J.
Oh, well, thank you.
We love you having you in the studio.
Oh.
And hey, if you're not a part of our Discord, hit that Discord button. And no, he will not show you how to clean a brush. They've been trying to do that to Jason. Hey, why don't you show us how to do it? Why does Jason Kriegs, we're gonna come up with a special plan for Baby J and giveaways. We've had a mind meld this stream. So
yes, I communicated with Christopher telepathically.
Yes, I think we're gonna have we're gonna bring some new life again to the year of the giveaway. So anyway, we're gonna find someone to raid. Baby J, thank you so much. And everybody, you have a good day. We'll be back tomorrow.
See you guys.
All right. Bye, everybody.